See panning out Saturday night. What's your prediction?
Vamos a noquear. And let's say we're gonna knock him out in the 6th round. He told me 8 rounds. I got him 6.
Fight week events have officially kicked off on Tuesday, and the whole of boxing is buzzing with pound-for-pound great and Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez and WBA #1 ranked mandatory contender Edgar Berlanga making their grand arrivals in Las Vegas as Canelo Promotions will present a Mexican Independence Day weekend extravaganza headlining a PBC pay-per-view show available on Prime Video this Saturday, -1/14. From T-Mobile Arena, Canelo will put his World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization super middleweight world titles on the line against the hungry and beaten challenger Berlanga in the latest version of the storied boxing rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico.
Yes!
Both fighters expressed their excitement for Saturday's clash and predicted that they'd serve their country with a victory and knocking him out in 8 rounds or less, said Canelo. He's a talented boxer. He's strong, but he's nothing new to me. I have a lot of experience, and he's going to feel it on Saturday.
Because you said the 8th round knockout. Is that still your prediction?
Yeah, or less.
Or less.
Making his first try to become a world champion, Edgar Berlanga also fights for the 2nd time in 2024. The 27-year-old Brooklyn native is also confident in his win via stoppage. I'm going to knock him out in the 6th round, said Berlanga. When it's time to shine, I always come through. This is war. It's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. We're about to make history.
I've been in this game for over 20 years. You know, we're about to make history, man. You know.
The grand arrivals on Tuesday also included fighters participating in pay-per-view action, which starts at 8 p.m. ET and 5 p.m. PT and features reigning WBA middleweight world champion Iris Landy, the American Dream. Lara will face the division world champions and Danny Swift Garcia in the co-main event. Former super middleweight world champion Caleb Plant will battle undefeated contender Trevor McCumbee for the interim World Boxing Association super middleweight title. And former 140-pound world champion Rolando Rally Romero will step into the ring against the hard-hitting Manuel James in the pay-per-view opener. In addition to the PPV being available for purchase on Prime Video regardless of Prime membership, fans will also be able to purchase the PPV via DAZN.com. Additionally, fans can purchase the PPV at ppv.com. In addition to those options, fans will continue to be able to watch the telecast through traditional cable and satellite outlets.
The 6th round. How do you feel about that?
We'll see. It's easy to say. It's easy to say, but Saturday he's gonna see something different.
Super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez has predicted that he will knock out challenger Edgar Berlanga in 8 rounds or less at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Saturday night. So Berlanga decided to go to better. I'm going to knock him out in the 6th round, said the Brooklyn-born Puerto Rican who brings a record of 22-0, with 17 cost into by far the biggest fight of his career. He told me he's got me in the 8th, and I've got him in the 6th, speaking on a stage in the lobby of the MGM Grand as part of Tuesday's ceremonial grand arrivals at kickoff fight week. Berlanga promised fireworks. It's going to be a war, he said.
Puerto Rico en la casa! You know, this is war. It's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. You know, it's something for the history book.
It's Puerto Rico against Mexico. It's something for the history books. As far as Team Canelo, we always respect him for his achievements and what he's done in the ring. But on Saturday it's a fight. He's going in there to hurt me, and I've got to go in there and hurt him. Berlanga jousted verbally with the assembled crowd, the majority of whom appeared to be Canelo supporters. All the haters, I love you too. You pushed me to greatness, and afterward, Berlanga confessed to the boxing scene that he was enjoying the experience and the atmosphere. It's amazing, man. He said, I love the energy. This is like a concert like WWE, except we're fighting for our lives and we've got to put on a show without the people being here. Imagine having a stadium like T-Mobile with no fans. You need the fans. You need this kind of energy that you're going to get knocked out, and you're going to knock him out.
Team Canelo, we always have respect for him, for his accolades and what he did in the sport of boxing, but it's a fight September 14th.
Of course, Alvarez. February 2nd, 61-39, Berlanga rejected the idea that Cos may have faced this challenge too soon. Even though he has performed on this stage for decades, I've been in this game for over 20 years, and he protested that something special was going to happen this weekend. Berlanga earlier raised some eyebrows when predicting that his boxing IQ would win him the fight. So was he asserting that his ring smarts were higher than his rivals? He's going to put me on that level, he said. And all my life I've been there when it's time to shine, when it's my moment to come through. I've always come through, and this Saturday is going to be history.
Give all glory to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. You know, Jesus, You king. You're a king. And Saturday, you're gonna be king, man. I love you guys. Thank you guys. All the Mexicans out there, all the Puerto Ricans, I love you guys.
Besides he claimed the boxing scene, Canelo's experience means he also has a lot more mileage on his body. He has 60-some fights, so that's 60-some camps. Berlanga said there's a lot of wear and tear on him. He's getting older. He's not getting younger. He can say what he wants, but this Saturday there's nothing left to talk about. He was saying everything I was saying. Now it's time to back it up.
For the support, all the haters, I love y'all too, man. You know, shout out to the haters, man. I love y'all.
If everyone is sure about one thing, it's that the Mexican boxing champion Canelo Alvarez appears to be very relaxed just days before he meets Edgar Berlanga in an intriguing fight on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Canelo posted a video on TikTok looking very relaxed, even joking as he changed his look with his hands while looking in the mirror, as if he doesn't seem the least bit worried about his next opponent in the ring, Edgar Berlanga. While experimenting with new looks, Alvarez tried out new hairstyles. On Saturday, he would risk taking these new hairstyles to the ring.
I like to respect my opponents every time. I think that's my way to do it. But
Canelo Alvarez, widely recognized as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers, will undefeated World Boxing Association #1 ranked mandatory challenger Edgar Berlanga in an exciting bout for the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization unified super middleweight world titles. Alvarez, with an impressive February 2nd 61 record and 39 wins by knockout, will test his experience and power against Berlanga, who boasts an unblemished 2,200 record and a remarkable knockout percentage, having knocked out 17 of his opponents despite being in the same weight class, with both boxers clocking in at 168 pounds. Berlanga has a significant physical advantage. The 27-year-old fighter stands at 61, outweighing Alvarez, who stands at 57. In addition, Berlanga also possesses a longer wingspan at 73 compared to Alvarez's 70, which could be a key factor in his strategy to keep distance and take advantage of his reach.
De eso hacerlo hay mucho trecho. Entonces, él sí se va a enfrentar a algo muy diferente.
Despite the age difference with Canelo being 7 years older at 34, both share an orthodox fighting style, which promises an intriguing clash between experience and youth. Berlanga will be looking to consolidate his undefeated status by facing one of the best boxers of his generation, while Alvarez will be looking to defend his titles and reassert his dominance in the super middleweight division. I like them like that. Canelo would say I like them to be confident and do a lot of talking. I like breaking their faces when they play like that. I'm eagerly expecting that day it'll be the beatdown of his life.
En extra, pues sí surge ahí en el entrenamiento.
Canelo would then make an even more definitive statement when asked whether Berlanga has any shot to upset him on fight night. The Mexican boxing legend simply responded by chance, his aura radiating certainty, citing his extensive experience in the sport, his ring IQ, and his sheer ability, which people so often admire. The 34-year-old stated that I've already won. On September 14th, Berlanga naturally feels much differently and talks about his hopes for the fight when breaking down some film on Canelo. I see him throwing shots at people's arms. Berlanga said.
But it's not just in my mouth, in my hands too.
He started doing that when he started fighting bigger fighters. Break the arms down so in the later rounds he can just start connecting. That's his method every time. He did it to Manja. He'll hit you in the arms, then hit you, and then he'll switch it up. That's how he dropped Munguia, but that's his kryptonite Bible. He threw at least like 60 jabs around face with a multi-division winner and an active legend like Canelo Alvarez. Edgar Berlanga needs some serious motivation to step into the ring on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. However, what Cinderella just said about their fight might be the most demoralizing statement for the chosen one.
What do you think about Berlanga's chin?
I see in a couple times he have a struggle with that.
While appearing in the second show of the Premier Boxing Champions Gloves Off segment, the former undisputed super middleweight champion gave Berlanga a pretty brutal reality check. Spoiler alert: Canelo claims he has already won the fight. The host turned to the Mexican superstar, asking for his thoughts on the Berlanga's chances of victory against him. Leaning back on a plush gray sofa, feet casually crossed, the king of the super middleweight division oozed confidence. It's worth noting that even though the odds favor Canelo Alvarez, according to DraftKings, the odds for Canelo Berlanga are Canelo minus 1,800 and Berlanga plus 1,000, with 81% of baits favoring Alvarez. The chances of Alvarez getting caught by surprise like he was during the Dimitri Bell fight are extremely low, and it seems Canelo is quite aware of that as he continued. I haven't watched his fights closely, but one of these days I'll take a look to see what strategy we'll use.
I always confident, but yes.
Do you think it happens before 8 rounds?
could be.
Regardless, Canelo praises Berlanga for being a strong fighter, but Canelo feels Berlanga challenge is nothing new to me. Interestingly, the Canelo fight will be Edgar Berlanga's biggest fight to date, having mostly fought lower skill level opponents. He first gained prominence after defeating his first 16 opponents by way of knockout, but as far as his quality of opponents is considered, nobody in Berlanga's resume is even close to Canelo. Meanwhile, even the Puerto Rican is using his verbal mastery over trash talk to demand respect from his champion senior.
Did you see what Roy Jones had to say about
No.
you? He said you should be able basically to do what you want.
Yeah.
Like he did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Even though Edgar Berlanga has gotten nothing short of a gift, Canelo chose to fight him and give him millions of dollars in purse. The Berlanga tone towards Canelo stayed the same as it was during their press conference in Southern California last month. However, things seem to have turned even spicier as fight night got closer. In an interview with PPV.com, Berlanga said it's wartime, it's real now, you want to take my head off, and I want to do the same to you. He then went on a rant, demanding respect from Canelo. How can I respect a guy I want to kill? I need to respect a guy. Get out of here, man. You don't do that, Berlanga said with either fighter primed and ready for action. The back and forth is adding to the existing intrigue for the fight. There has been more said and written about who Saul Canelo Alvarez is not fighting this weekend than who he is.
So Canelo, when Tom Brady...
The Mexican superstar has fended off repeated calls to meet David Benavidez, who has subsequently risen to light heavyweight. Such was his anger at failing to land a title shot at then undefeated 168 pounds. King Canelo, of course, calls the shots. Whether you see him as the face of boxing, a new and somewhat honorable title, he is the sport's top moneymaker and has been for several years. Even now, in his comparative dotage, the 34-year-old is able to call just about all of the shots. His financial demands for a Benavidez fight are well documented, as are his desires to face opponents who won't heavily invest in retreating on fight night following a lopsided but tepid victory over Gerald Charlo last year, which left many inside the T-Mobile board and frustrated. It seemed to have a similar effect on the red-headed icon.
Any different in boxing?
It's not different when you take yourself. And look, I feel in my prime, I feel in my best.
The years Canelo has fought all styles, but now the Mexican has admitted he wants fighters to go to him. He no longer wants to run. His style has changed subtly over the years too. He's not the patient threshing machine. He was rather a sniper who sits in range and takes shots. Economy and accuracy are two of his favorite weapons. In all honesty, he has adapted said trainer Sugar Hill Store to each fight he has. He's learning something. You can clearly see that eventually over time every fighter has his or her day where they have to retire. It just becomes a sport for the younger person, and age catches up with everybody regardless of sport.
I think Canelo knocked him out. 7 rounds.
I mean, Berlanga says he's smart, had the higher ring IQ than Canelo, so we're going to see what he has planned.
I don't think he's declining as a fighter, but I think he likes certain styles. Eddie Hearn of Canelo, a man he's promoted several times but a boxer he now hopes to beat with his client Edgar Berlanga on Saturday. Berlanga has no plans to run. He's an aggressive slugger who forges forward behind enthusiasm, ambition, and pride. It is why he has the lucrative gig along with the Puerto Rican bloodline. But the fight serves as another opportunity for Canelo to demonstrate how he has changed his style by waiting for his moments, selecting his opportunities, and trying to thread through the punches that will see him hammer out a decisive victory in Vegas. Sugar Hill feels that it takes a certain type of fighter to reinvent themselves and still box at the highest level.
Canelo, and we don't know because he says he hasn't planned, but I don't think it happens that way.
For me, I think that the fans are gonna get a great night, great explosive.
When things don't work for you the way they used to because you're young, you get older, you get smarter, you know how to make changes, you learn how to adapt. Everybody's different, but Canelo has been able to make those adjustments. What is crucial, however, is that by the time the years start to advance, there is nothing more useful than sound fundamentals, and Canelo certainly has those dialed in his intelligence too. This allows the Mexican great to set traps and make his opponents often reluctant adversaries once they have sampled his ability to counterpunch both to the head and body. When you learn you can go in there and you can control the punches that are coming at you and you are not getting hit and your defense is beyond your approach, suddenly your offense improves tenfold and you become a better fighter automatically.
So I fully expect it to be a highly entertaining fight that probably will end between 6 and 8 rounds. The fight's going to end in about...
Whether this is Pete Canelo or not, it is not necessarily a fighter in decline just yet. Hearn, of course, is friends with Canelo and clearly admires him. I don't necessarily think he's declining, as a boxer, said Hearn. I think he's being more efficient with his work. I don't think he likes fights against guys that are going to be trying to be slick and moving, and I think that's why the Crawford fight doesn't really appeal to him.
Upset, and I would love for him to beat Canelo so he can take all those belts away.
I think Canelo is just going to play with Berlanga. You know, I feel like Berlanga isn't as good as they make.
Well, some fans have amusing ways to showcase their support, and then some are always critical, of whom they wave flag for Canelo Alvarez. He has all sorts of fans, but there is one fan who shows up to the Mexican champions every event with a board sign, even evoking his wrath once. It seems a fan has come back with his response this time. Alvarez, 34, tries to put on shows for the fans and has a global fan base. However, there is one fan who comes to his grand arrivals only to badmouth him and drop scathing remarks written on his board. He has been doing it since the Gennady Golovkin fights. Thanks, he concerned fan had most recently bashed Alvarez at February 2nd, 61 for avoiding a fight with David Benavidez and asking a steep price of $200 million to make the fight happen. It wasn't long before the super middleweight champion addressed the fan publicly during the arrivals at the Jamie Munguia fight. Alvarez had particularly pointed the fan out and declared, "I think they have to enjoy this fight we have in front of us, which is the most important thing. We have to give Jamie Munguia the respect he deserves. We have to enjoy this." The fan standing there with the sign brings it inside since Golovkin, so they will never take it away. However, the fan is back at the grand arrivals of the Edgar Berlanga fight with a new board sign. Marcos Voss turned to his X handle, shared the fan's image, and wrote, "Canelo's #1 fan is here at the arrivals, already ready. Go." The fan's board sign addressing Alvarez's previous comment directed at him loosely translates to Canelo, "I can choose who I want to support. It's my right. As you said, it's my problem. You, as a professional, shouldn't insult your haters." The fans then took to the comment section to react to this newly added chapter of the intense rivalry between a fan and a professional boxer. One stressed how not all face hate of this amplitude. They pointed out that not all of us got real haters. While many fighters do get involved in altercations with passionate boxing fans online, a confrontation in real life remains rare. And like this scenario, a user referenced the constant appearance of the said fan at the arrival events and declared the dedication is respectable. The concerned fan has been captured at Alvarez's last 3 fights since getting into the limelight, and his appearances go back to the fight with him supporting his opponents.
Salute to the whole LeBron, Tom Brady thing. What people are saying is that's why you should still have to fight Benavidez, because they still got to play the best young players in basketball, football.
Someone hilariously made a comparison with Jose Benavidez Sr. and asked if Jose Benavidez Sr., notably the trainer, has been vocal about Alvarez dodging a fight with his son and has called him out numerous times. Another user responded to the Boxing Kingdom's post and noted the spelling mistakes on the signboard. They added, "You guys know the guy can't even spell right." The words such as professional were spelled wrongly, which gave the event another layer of comical nature.
And me too, I already fight everybody. All the best fighters out there, I fight already. And you can look in my record.
They did too, but even
A comment noted the message on the latest signboard and how it answered Alvarez's scathing comment about the concerned fan. The comment read, "Bro got his feelings hurt and wrote a whole essay." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.